competition is really about, it's twofold to me. It's like getting the best out of yourself and then getting the best out of the situation and relationship to other people. Because I think you can be competitive within yourself, but then there's of course like classic competition, which is you against other people.
Danica, do you think that's driven out of, I often call it sometimes the sort of paranoid perfection. People want to have this, so if you're out running or you're out mountain biking and this internal fire kicks off about the competition, the drive, and you want to be the first there, is it around, how much of it's ego, how much of it's that you want to prove it to yourself, how much do you want to prove to everyone else? What actually drives the competition? Is it a bundle of all those things, or is it something that's just very specific that is ahead of anything else?
Does it have to do with ego? Sure, but I also think that on a deeper, more like real level, it's also a reflection of the effort that you put in. It's a reflection of the quality of the work, the team that you get around you, the sacrifices you've made. So competition isn't just some sort of simple egoic thing. It's also a reflection of you.
I think, having all the graft and toil that you've put in, and then you want to, of course, you don't want them to have it. Naturally, you want them, if you have a choice between first and second, obviously it's first all day long, because you don't want, and it's nothing really often personal against who you're competing against, just that you want the main prize, right? And they're upset, then more the merrier, and sometimes you're happy that it could be someone else that you might have an issue with, and you've got something they want, which is also beautiful. But and as a team, that happens too, because there's sort of this inertia around the whole team wanting to beat the other team, which is really cool as well. Yeah, it's really fascinating how we get driven by competition. Like, it's funny, like when I watch someone like Roger Federer, he doesn't look like he's over competitive when he competes, but of course he is incredibly competitive, and his stealth in his execution, horrible to compete against because he gives nothing away. Trophy cabinet's extraordinary, but he doesn't have aggression or anger. He just goes out there and his action does all the talking. So it's amazing how people can go about it in different ways and have very similar results.
Do you find that you're really competitive all over the place, like not just with racing, but in the rest of your life?
I think I've used a lot of my tokens up, to be honest. I'm not as competitive as I once was. I think I was really to a lot of other people's frustration around me, just everything was a competition and a race, whatever it was. But now hopefully I'm normal now, and I'm still normal to abnormal in terms of how competitive I want to be on certain things. But yeah, I think that you can't unlearn the sort of mental approach that we had for our sports. I mean, that's going to be with you forever, obviously, in the standards that you set yourself.